Welcome back to science. Already punchy.
Only 4 more episodes to go today, dude.
Yeah, this is gonna go pretty poorly overall. I am your host, Boston DDS, joined by Monkey, PhD, and Moon.
Dr. Moon.
It's the book, dude. It's the book, dude.
Esquire, yep.
Okay, that's
we're all
fine.
here.
I'll be your legal representation for this episode, shall I?
That's right. This is our, as you can tell, this is our last episode of the year before we go on to 2-week vacation, and it is pretty sorely needed because I am not 100% here anymore, and we still have a bunch of stuff to record today.
Yes.
But we are here to talk about our final thoughts on Rogue. Sort of don't expect us to have a lot, but the ceremony must be recognized. So let's start off with you, Monkey. Sort of your final wrap-up thoughts, if you have anything additional, and then whether or not you'll keep playing it.
I really think Rogue is really fun. It's like I can see how this game spawned a whole genre that obviously we're
Right.
making a podcast about.
Right.
It's a very good base, and like there's not much to say about it more than that because it's very basic and
Right.
like just seeing how far the genre has come from this was a quite nice like thing that for these past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I might play it every so often because it's we often say like rogues are very good as a podcast game or something, you know, and
yeah,
just since it's so simple, you can have your attention on something else like super easily.
Yeah. It's also good palate cleansers. Like rogues tend to be really good palate cleansers too, especially when you're running around climbing towers and synchronizing things. It's really good to just jump into something that's just, you know, I'm just going to hit a bunch of keys, learn about what the F1 key does, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Each floor is just a screen. Like that's all it is. Yeah. Yeah. Moon, what about you?
I mean, honestly, I genuinely like this game a lot. It's going to stay installed because it's about 50 megabytes, so it doesn't really matter that much if it's installed or not. It's like I have empty files that are larger than this game, so that's fine. It's like Monkey said, I think he actually summed it up perfectly. You can see where the evolution of the genre came from, because this is a foundational brick that you can tell. Like you add 1 or 2 things into it, and then you like it changes the game, to use a terrible joke, consistently.
But it's revolutionary. Like
people take this and they spin it off and then make their own things, and before you know it, like 76 million years later or whatever we're at now, like you've got the rise and fall of the roguelike has kind of come and gone again and again and again. I mean, I would argue Super Meat Boy is a roguelike because that is a very hard platforming game that it's got an instant restart. Like it's kind of very roguelike in its own ways. And then we saw like rogues fall off a little bit, and now all of a sudden they're back with a vengeance, and everything is a roguelike in one form or another. Like And now all of a sudden you have to also name your games after the fact that it's a roguelike. I give you Returnal, one of the worst named games of all time.
That's so bad. Yep. Excited to play it. Just a real bad title.
But no, I'll keep playing it. It'll stay on my system. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to play it every minute of every day or on a regular basis. It'll just be like, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm watching a video, maybe watching one of the movies for critical misses, and I'm just going
to... Got 30 minutes to
do little arrow keys on the other screen for a while.
Yeah. I think, like you said, this is a real, like, revolutionary foundational thing, and I think it's really interesting that we paired Hades, which is sort of evolving the roguelike genre in really strong, interesting ways, and kind of drawing people's attention to it and saying like, oh, here are the things. Here's a game that's like minimizing the parts I don't like and sort of exposing parts I do like in kind of its own revolutionary way with like the progenitor of the genre. I think that pairing is really interesting, where it's like, here is this genre stripped bare to its bare essentials. That's still really compelling. And this like fully voice acted, hand drawn, giant evolving game in Hades is also really compelling for kind of oddly similar ways.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a good palate cleanser game for me as well. And I kind of wish that there was like a really good mobile version. I haven't been able to find one, because I'd be more than happy to like hang out in bed and like play a game or two. But there doesn't seem to be a great one that isn't like, here's the best new roguelike of all time. It's like, no, I just want Rogue. Like I want that one. Yeah. You probably play it in a web browser somewhere, but yeah, Rogue is really great, and I'm glad we were able to go back to the beginning of the genre, which brings us to ranking and the introduction of the We Roguelike at Hall of Fame, which now contains 2 games. Obviously, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth is in there. It wouldn't really be fair to put that in the giant ranking list, because it's Isaac Rebirth. Like I don't. That's like one of our favorite games of all time, sort of shared between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And probably
I'm sorry, what was the first game you played on with your 3080 monkey?
Yeah, I'm Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
One of the first games I fired up on my PS5, just to say like, all right, did the save load? Oh, that's it. That loaded fast. Wow.
Yeah. It was one of the only games I played for like 5 days, I think.
Yeah, so Binding of Isaac Rebirth and Rogue. I feel like Rogue, that would be a hard one to rate, because it's sort of like, compared to everything else on that list, it's kind of not great, but it is really good for what it is, but it's not really... It deserves an honor in like here was the keystone. Here's the first brick that got laid down in the genre. So, so that's our Hall of Fame here right now. Binding of Isaac Rebirth, not the first one. Maybe we'll play that sometime on the show. And Rogue. So, congratulations to the Hall of Fame inductees. Both you guys did great. And that's our episode. So we'll see you all next run. Bye.
Yep. Have a good break, everybody.
Yes, happy holidays. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.